Alright guys, we're back again. Welcome to the channel. So I guess today I'm basically gonna be trying to show you guys how to do a battery relocation on this little Kswap. Most of the things I bought have been used. For the main power cable, I ended up using, I think it was from a 99 5 series I got from a junkyard. It was like a 12 or 14 foot cable. It was like 16 bucks. So I picked one of those up and started making my own out of it. I also went ahead and redid the charge harness on my car. Well, made a custom charge harness on it, as well as I plan to put like a fuse in line. That way, if there's too much power sent to the back, it should trip the fuse and not blow the battery, blah, blah, blah. This is part of that cable that I got. And then here's the fuse I got. It's 150 amp. This will mount somewhere in the back of the car. This part, basically, I'm going to run this up to the front of the car where the battery post is I installed. And then this portion here, I'm going to run down to my battery using this hose. Or I guess this line here, and it would sit something like this inside the car. This part will be connected to the battery. This will be against the frame somewhere on the inside. Simple. This is the other half. This ran to the junction box in the BMW. But I'm going to take this, essentially, run it to, oh, well, actually here, you can see the post. Went ahead and drilled 2 holes and then riveted this post in. This is the positive terminal. My goal is to take this big cable, run it all the way here and drop it off somewhere back here in the trunk. It might end up being back here. I don't know exactly the placement. Depends on how far the wire reaches, but this will be part of what I'm using to get this done. Next part of the project that I did take care of was the charge harness. So on the K series, you've got alternator and then this wire. I'm a budget person, so I basically reused a lot of the harness that came off of a 06 Accord and just respliced some things, reran it. So I've got, I believe here, this wire. All right, so this runs back to the stock harness on the starter, which is down here somewhere. Yep, runs back to the stock harness. This wire, however, runs straight up, straight to the battery post. And then this wire here on the alternator is going to run to the fuse box. So as you see, I tucked it, reran the harness. It's going to be running through here, makes a fancy little bend back into the fuse box, but I also needed power to go to the fuse box, so second one, wrapped it, tapped it. I reused this connector from the stock K-series harness, and then I made this one. This is 4 gauge, and I believe OEM uses 4 gauge. I've got welding wire. Seems to fit the bill. But now, big boy. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to plan this run and get it to the back of the car. All right, guys, so took the fender off. Here's what I found. Of course, the hole I originally made in the frame rail looks like it can come out here. Looks like it. But then the only other way I see into the chassis, at least from here, is this spot. And this is really stiff. Yeah, cut the little section out right here, push the wire in, and it should come out under the passenger side dash, and then I can pull it back. Okay, so after, I don't know, 10-15 minutes of having to shimmy this inch by inch, I got it in there. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to zip tie it, maybe put a little hole and just zip tie it through, that way it just doesn't bounce. But we got it in. It's in the frame rail. Judging on the gate, I guess the distance it has to cover, it comes back to about, well, here, let's be realistic about this. It should be somewhere around here on the car. This is me not putting too much tension in it. That's right above the back window. Which means I have one other thing to do. I need to go inside the car, pull this trim off. This whole side trim. And then install that fuse. Alright guys, let me show you why you don't keep a thing of oil in your car under a bunch of heavy shit. This is why. Just a pool of oil down here. At first I was like, oh dang, you know what? I've got a leak in my car somewhere. Nope, all that's oil. That's all 5W30. Ah, now I get in the car. Hey, you know what? Good news though, at least I know it won't rust. So, take your wins where you get them. Update so far. So, this hole I found, I kept shoving this wire through and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't going down. It kept getting stuck in this inner wall here. Well, I decided to be smart. Stick my finger in it, you know, like every other sensible man would do. Just a little action like that, and surprise, surprise. Oh well, I also took this off, dropped this. But you know, good news. Look what we got. So if I pull on it, you should see it. Should start. Yep, you see it moving. Cool. Okay. This is hard. And I guess let me go ahead and show you guys the back. So trim is basically, I don't know if you guys can see. Trim's up. It's not gonna come all the way off because I have the seat mount still in there. I don't feel like taking that off just yet. I may soon, but not yet. I also found out, hey look, if I want to install coilovers, this is how you would do it. You pull the speaker out, bada boom, it's there. But to get this part off, there's a screw in this exact hole connected to that big bracket right there. Alright guys, so it looks like my Civic had a bit of a history. Let me show you guys. Fender wells rusted out. I found a hole at the bottom. Rust. Nothing but rust. Oh, any hoozle. I think, I don't know. Think it's fixable? I think it's fixable. Will it be easy? Probably not. Maybe you guys can see what's in here too, because I can't see inside that well. I don't know, maybe y'all can see what's all the way back there too. But whatever y'all see is what I'll see when I edit this video, so y'all might end up seeing it at the same time as me. I don't know, I may actually not edit this part. But we got holes, boys. I got holes in different area codes. Got holes back there too. Boy, it's gonna be a lot of rust repair. So, turns out cable is too short. I have options now. I can find a place to mount it somewhere along this, somewhere. All right, and then I can run 4 gauge from there to pop out around somewhere around the light. I don't know if I like that. It seems like a really bad idea, but I've had this idea in my head that I'm gonna have the battery mounted in this corner. Seems sensible, right? I don't think so. So what we are gonna do is make holes. As you see, I've started. Go and drill that out, and then I'll get back with you guys. Okay, YouTube, update. So, still going to the same spot, still doing that. But I've made a hole, as you can see, right there. That way didn't work because I'm cheap and the cable does not fit. Well, it's not long enough. It stops too short for my liking, and I don't feel like running 4 gauge that far. So, to the main point, I made a hole. And hopefully what comes out of this hole is what I'm looking for. Ghetto contraption I've made with this wire. And get this through the hole. Yeah, so the hole I made works, and thankfully, this old speaker wire I had laying around was able to help me fish it through. So now the real test is to see if it reaches the battery terminal, or the relocation post I made. Okay, so as we see, it fits. Kinda, sorta. I don't really know. But that gave me quite a bit of slack. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it in the cabin and see what happens. Alright guys, so I got that end crimped up. I bought these little rubber boots just to cover up these terminals because these are technically live while this fuse is closed. I also got the fuse bolted in. I just drilled through this panel up here. So far it works. I got power. I've been able to crank the car pretty consistently. And I actually have tripped this once by cranking it too long, so I know that works. So I think it was a pretty simple install once I figured out where to run it from the front. And I believe it should still tuck through for the panel pretty okay. I ran the ground to that little mount I was talking about, which I think I just bent it by accident. I did. I bent this mount really bad. Whatever. I put a battery box in there. There's an Optima battery in. I'm gonna have to redo this ground somewhere else because I'm not really feeling where it's at right now. I'll have to see when the panel comes in because I believe there's an open spot right here. But overall, that is how you relocate your battery. It was pretty easy, other than having to do the drilling. Also, get a smaller battery box. Hondas take 51Rs, at least this one for the Accord and this Civic, 51Rs. Don't forget that. This is for, I think, a Group 35. It's too big. So I'm looking to get a new one. That wraps up for this video. That was just how to do the battery relocation for any car. Does the same thing. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask me. You can message me on Instagram. I may be able to send you a picture of a diagram potentially of how I did it. That way you can kind of see it all played out. But it works. Here, let me show you before this rain comes down on me real quick. That way you guys can see it actually powers on. So fuse is closed currently. Your sounds. Fuel pump primes, and the dash is lit. My lights do work as well. So my dash actually did glow a little bit more. Turn signals work. High beams work as well. Don't know if you guys can see up there. Probably not. And normal headlights work too. I appreciate you guys coming to stop by the channel, say what's up, see what I got going on. Don't forget to share the video, leave a comment, like, subscribe. And until next time, keep moving forward. Peace.